It is 6 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We'll start off with roll call.
Aldo Benavides, present.
Anthony Oresti, present.
Esmeralda Solis, present.
Mary Hernandez, present.
Roberto Zamora, present.
And Alex Cantu, present. I do declare a quorum. We move on to the Pledge of Allegiance, and it's going to be followed by the invocation of 30 seconds of silence. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing, please. Thank you. We move on to item number 5. We do have 2 public comments. We'll start off with, let me see right here, Mr. Jesus Garza. Hello, Mr. Garza, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Good evening, members of the board, Mr. Gonzalez, assistant superintendents, and members of the community. I am Jesus Garza, the Vice President, La Jolla ATP, and I am here representing our members with a concern over the class sizes in the elementary, middle school, and high school campuses. While we are grateful for the growth that is happening in our community and the trust that our parents have shown us in our campuses and teachers, there is a growing concern at the large numbers of students in each classroom. The pre-K 3 and pre-K 4 classroom enrollments are in the high 20s and low 30s, as well as in our middle schools. This creates a safety risk for the teachers as well as the students and a liability issue for the district. Our teachers are highly skilled and organized, but the burden to create highly engaging lessons for such a large number of students is intense. Large class sizes can lead to reduced individual attention, less engagement, and lower opportunities for building valuable relationships that lead to student success. It also reduces the teacher's ability to provide meaningful feedback. It adds stress to administration as they struggle to meet the needs of the students while not increasing the pressure teachers face to ensure that students are receiving the quality instruction that they deserve. So we ask on behalf of the members of ATP that the district address the high number of students in the classrooms in a number of ways. For example, increasing the recruitment of highly qualified teachers for the elementary, middle school, and high school, providing additional paraprofessional support for teachers, and considering having additional support from central office in the classrooms for all campuses. Our students and classroom teachers deserve all of the support that the district has to offer to ensure that we are student-focused and results-oriented and data-driven.
Thank you for your comments. We will gladly address them. Then we have Ms. Brenda Salinas with AFT.
May
Let me begin.
Good evening, Board President, Board Trustees, Mr. Gonzalez, Administration, and committee members. Mr. President and Board Trustees, on August the 16th, you named our interim superintendent, Mr. Gonzalez, the lone finalist for superintendent of our district. And on behalf of the La Jolla AFT, congratulations, Mr. Gonzalez. The board knows that the La Jolla AFT disagreed with the board's decision on the superintendent's contract for the reasons I spoke about on the last board meeting, August the 16th. We have to agree to disagree about that and move forward. La Jolla AFT only wants the best for our students. And because of that, La Jolla AFT will work with the superintendent and the board for positive change in our district. Now, tonight you will discuss the terms related to the superintendent's contract. And if you haven't yet, we ask that you consider contacting TASB to help you develop or come up with a plan or with a contract with a reasonable compensation packet that reflect the market. We know also that the Texas mandates has given you 21 days waiting period to process the superintendent's contract. So please keep that in mind. Also, it was brought to my attention, I think it's been plastered all over and received so many text messages and calls regarding the approval that you all did on Monday regarding the tax increase to generate $5 million for student resources and retention stipends. And if passed by our constituents in November's election, and of course, it is our constituents' vote that will be, it's going to be their voice. Just like you mentioned, Mr. Alcantara, I think I read your comment that it is them that's going to make this decision. So with that being said, I want for you to keep in mind and to know that the La Jolla AFT has imprinted in their hearts that our focus on students and students' learning is our priority. We will continue to advocate for a better learning and safe environment for all our students. And just like what Mr. Garza mentioned to you all, that it is true, there are too many students in a classroom. So in order for our students to get the learning that they need to focus on their needs as well as the teacher's needs, we need to look into that. So hopefully you will get together, Mr. Gonzalez, with your cabinet and take care of that. Also, better working conditions for all our school employees and to be the top paying district again. And I have to say, and I have the recording, and I really want to play it because I know that it's something that it resonated, and our school employees listened to you, Mr. President, that you did say that you want this district to be, and the rest of the school board members, to be the top paying district again. So I hope, and our members and our school employees also hope that this does happen because they do deserve it. So La Jolla AFT family will not sit back through tough challenges because we all have been through this. We are going to continue to going through these tough challenges, but we will also not become complacent and we will not stay silent. So again, thank you very much for this opportunity for me to come before you to voice our members' concerns. We really appreciate it. I want to wish you a blessed evening and do the best for our district. Because I know the district, you are the decision makers, and working together, we can make a difference in our students' lives.
Thank you, Ms.
very much.
Salinas. That concludes our public comments. Moving on to item number 6, approval of tax collectors report. Item number 1, approval of July 2023 tax collectors report. Need a motion to approve. I have a motion by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Oresti. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Moving on to item number 7, approval of minutes. Item number 1, special called meeting for August 8th, 2023. Need a motion to approve.
So move for items 1 and 2.
I have a motion to approve items 1 and 2. I need a second. I have a second by Ms. Solis. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 8, superintendent's report.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the board, it's an honor today to really greet the community. And if we were to ever exert and ever proudly state how much of a learning culture we have built here at La Jolla ISD, how much of a high-performing school district La Jolla ISD is and is still developing, it would go to our staff. It is said that the backbone of any school district or any instructional institution is instruction. And we can never gain the marks, we can never gain the ratings that we embrace without the hardworking, dedicated, very competent curriculum staff. Tonight we celebrate with them conjointly what is Curriculum Instructional Leaders Week. And we gladly present to you our instructional leadership coordinators and the leadership team that has been assembled. Wherever there's instructional investments that are made, we then expect instructional duties to be enhanced and instructional leadership to grow. Without them, we couldn't really have the hope that we have, that the future of La Jolla ISD has never been brighter. So tonight we present to you, Mr. Munoz, if you could proceed with the presentation.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Board President, Mr. Alex Cantu, Mr. Superintendent, Mr. Gonzalez, ladies and gentlemen of the board and community. This evening, we are recognizing our curriculum content coordinators in recognition of Curriculum Content Coordinators Appreciation Week. Now, these dedicated professionals play a pivotal role and often an unsung role in education, shaping the leading journey of our teachers by crafting curriculum and providing instructional coaching to educators. So, Mr. Gonzalez, we welcome our board members to please.
Yes,
help
I'd
me recognize
ask my president and vice president of our board to please move and greet our curriculum leaders tonight.
So we would like to begin by recognizing our elementary language arts coordinator, Ms. Claudia Munoz. Joining her in the elementary language arts department, we have Ms. Kathy Pulido. From our high school language arts coordinator, we have Mr. Romeo Villarreal. Our elementary math coordinator, Ms. Lucy Munoz Ramirez. Our middle school math coordinator, Ms. Brenda Gonzalez Garcia. Our high school math coordinator, Mr. Alfonso Rodriguez. We would also like to recognize Mr. Juan Luis Torres, our math strategist. From our middle school social studies coordinator, we have Ms. Beatriz Cerda Gonzalez. Our high school social studies coordinator, Mr. Javier Ramirez. And our high school science coordinator, Mr. Pablo de Leon. We would also like to recognize Dr. Heraclio Laqui Flores, middle school language arts coordinator. He was not able to join us this evening, but we would like to recognize him as well.
Mr. Gonzalez said it well, but I know that they are the backbone of instruction. So thank you to all the coordinators and all the instructional staff across the district.
Real quick, just for the record, Dr. Cantu arrived at 6:13 p.m.
So moving on to number two. So we have number two, it's information on requests for proposals, RFPs awarded by the superintendent as per CH local policy. We have Mr. Ben Garza available to report.
Just as per, good afternoon, Board President, members of the board, Mr. Superintendent, Mr. Gonzalez. It's just for informational purposes, as per CH local policy, that we're presenting the RFP for today, right? This is the list that's been given to the superintendent. It's just for informational purposes.
Any questions?
So in this particular awards, are they going to be done throughout the year, or?
Yes.
How is this going to work? If you
Yeah.
could just share a little bit about the process of this one.
Yeah, it's, if you can recall, we've been doing this for some time, and now the process is starting all over again for the new year, so they're going to start coming.
Right. With
So
the change
does
of the fiscal calendar comes the new.
Right.
sort
So
of,
there's a
right.
$35,000 threshold for bidding out apply.
Still apply,
Still.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's,
Any purchase that's going to be going over, it'll still come to the board for approval.
Any other questions? Then we move on to item number 9, discussion items. Item number 1, purchasing cooperative fees report.
Before we go on to that, because it's usually under the superintendent's report, Mr. President, I'd like to request that we get the enrollment report, because we don't have an enrollment
Do we have that
report.
number
Yes.
for
And
us?
this is the second week of school.
I could submit it and send it to you all, each and every one of you. Yeah, we actually had it at our last meeting.
Oh, you
So
did?
we,
Okay.
yes, we did.
Okay, so if we could have that week 1 and week 2.
We sure will. I
And
can
then,
send that to each and every one of you tomorrow.
Perfect. And then in the future, just
Just
in
provide,
case.
Yes,
just provide it there so that we can.
We
make
start
our
with
numbers.
every
Okay.
meeting accordingly. Yes.
Thank
that'll
you.
work.
You're welcome.
So then again, we move on to item number 9. Again, it's purchasing cooperative fees report.
The Texas Education Code 44.0331 requires that purchasing cooperative management fees paid by the district be reported annually to the school board. And on the second page of your board item, you'll see the listing of all the purchasing cooperatives that the district works with. And purchases are analyzed to determine the method that provides the best value to the district. And purchasing cooperative saves the district quite a bit of money. So that's one way we can purchase items to our district. It's just required by us to report this to you, so you have an idea of what cooperatives that we have.
Mr. Garza, the $400 that they charge for the purchase of a vehicle.
Yes.
Is it just for the vehicle, every vehicle, or it's
For every purchase order,
every purchase order?
yes. Mhm.
It doesn't matter if it's a vehicle.
For vehicles though, yes.
The
It'll be, and
400
it'll be
is
on the, yes,
for a vehicle.
yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If there's no further questions, then we move on to consent agenda. As per board request, we're going to pull out 2 items. One of them is under contracts, which would be item 1, approval of 2020. Well, no, we'll cut back to those. So it's item number 1 under contracts, and under bids, it's item number 2.
And that's an administrative request on number 2 as well.
Yes, on number 2, it's an administrative request.
and I have number 3 and number 4
On which one, Dr. Mora?
on those contracts,
On bids or contracts?
on contracts.
Okay, so that would be number 1, 3, and 4. They will be pulled out of consent agenda, okay? With that being said, I need a motion to approve consent agenda. I have a motion by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Listi. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those
So I
opposed?
had a question on, and I was going to ask a question, as we were on contracts. Did you take the bids at this time also? Because I wanted to have some questions asked regarding the moving of the portable buildings.
We pulled
it out. We pulled
it out.
That with the previous one.
Yes, we
Yes.
pulled it out.
All right.
Okay, so then I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. So now we go back under contracts. Item number 1, approval of 2023-2024 agreement between La Joya Independent School District and EduGuide.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen of the board. In this particular item, deals with college and career readiness as a school model. One of their benchmarks, benchmark number 5, requires that our early college high schools initiate a contract with a provider that would help them with social emotional learning. EduGuide has been the contract that we've been having for years now. So this is a continuation of the service that we've had for several years now.
Okay. Mr. Munoz, and actually the only question that I had, I know there was some communication via email through the company, and I believe Ms. Garza, regarding some of the contract language. So I just wanted to, I know our legal advised that they had objections to certain paragraphs, paragraph 8, 16, 17, 22, and 23. So I just wanted to know if that was addressed and if we were okay to move forward with that.
We have Ms. Garza here joining us this evening. We'll ask her to come over and clarify if there was issues addressed already.
Thank you.
Good evening. So it was submitted, and I did speak to the company, and they did say that they would not change the language, so it was going to be up to our superintendent to decide if we wanted to proceed. It's been the same in the previous years, so they will not change their language, but it's just something that we have continued to do.
So I guess I just want to make sure that we're okay
Right.
with that.
Yes, and we reviewed it, and it is an administrative recommendation to move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So move.
I have a motion by Dr. Benavides. I need a second.
Second.
A second by Ms. Solis. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Moving on to another item that was pulled under number 3, approval of yearly contract between La Joya ISD and communities in schools for the 2023-2024 school year to provide dropout prevention and intervention services at-risk students at 11 campuses.
This particular contract, again, is as the rationale mentions it, it's to provide, again, social emotional supports, guidance and counseling for at-risk students that are at risk of dropping out. These 11 schools that are listed there in the contract will get an additional person in the campus that will provide supports to our students.
How are those schools identified, Mr. Munoz?
We have Mr. J.R. Flores, our State and Federal Programs Director, here with us this evening. He can come down and clarify as to how it is that those 11 schools were selected.
Good evening, Mr. President, Mr. Gonzalez, and members of the community. Every year, once we have the contract, we get together with student service and determine where to place them according to the need, where the highest percentage of dropout. So it's based on those numbers. And this program has been around since 1989. We're one of the districts that we're blessed to have it, and also Dana ISD. And like I said, like Mr. Munoz mentioned, it's about to assist the dropout prevention. It's a national prevention program. Assist the students with grades, attendance, and behaviors. One of the 3 major areas that this program focuses on.
They're in the 85. How are the kids at the elementary level identified then?
And that one, sir, it's mostly behaviors, grades, attendance, but the major part in secondary is the dropout. So we want to keep those students in the classroom, right?
So move.
Thank you.
Sorry. May I ask
Oh, you have
questions?
another question? I'm sorry.
I know that we've had a reorganization at central office. I don't know if this contract is the same as last year, or this agreement is. I just wanted to have a clarification in terms of the titles that are listed here, to see if that's the way it's going to work. On page 85, it is saying that the case managers are responsible directly to our director of operations. So is that still true? Because our director of operations is not into.
Right, it would be a misnomer, different department, right?
Right, and so that's
more
why I'm
student
saying-
services, not would be operations, right?
Right, and I just wanted to make sure that we clarify that.
Well,
And then on page 86, again, the same. It has to do with evaluations. The evaluations are going to be done, but then they are reported to student services on page 86. So is that still the case?
It's with student services. That's what we collaborate with them and place them accordingly for the highest needs is needed.
Right, and I think communities and schools have been around for
Right.
well over 25 years, and it's obviously it's a student services platform, and we'll follow through accordingly. Some of the titles are generically written in the contract, but yeah, it would be our student services staff that would carry this out.
The other one in particular on operations, that was kind of,
Yeah, that would, no, it's clearly logically a student services program.
thank
Yes.
Do we have some kind of progress monitoring for the students that are identified, the 1,100 students?
Again, it's based on numbers on the dropout rate and attendance.
Progress over time?
Progress, right, exactly. And I just want to also notify the board and the members of the community. Gus Kennedy was the director, unfortunately passed away. And there's going to be a new person that we're going to be working with. It's a sad day for us because he was a very dedicated individual, love, passion for students and the community. Always make sure that the schools have been being served and that, of course, the folks that are part of the program that were effective and conducting their jobs. So I just want you guys to know about that. I don't know you were informed of, had any knowledge of that.
No, thank you for that note, Mr. Flores, and certainly where prayers go out to the family. I would like to reiterate and reemphasize what Mr. Oresti had just said. It's something that will reflect, and I want to advise this board, with our new accountability model, we're not just looking at ratings and growth marks for our academic platform, but our student services will also have assessments and growth monitoring. So we can certainly, I'll ask Mr. Munoz to work with the staff to bring back growth monitoring reports for the program, because we're investing in this program. It's not difficult to do. Just we use focus group interviews and it would be qualitative data, but we can bring qualitative data back to the board, and just so we can monitor growth.
At least we
With
can
the
monitor during the year, so we can see. Any other questions? I had a motion by Dr. Benavides. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Solis. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 4, approval of memorandum of understanding between Region 1 Education Center and La Jolla ISD to provide support for the Texas Reading Academy.
Good evening again. As part of the 86th legislature, the state of Texas now requires that our K through third grade teachers attend and complete the Texas Reading Academy. This one item is an agreement of understanding between La Jolla ISD and Region 1, so they can provide support to our teachers and to our district language arts department with the Texas Reading Academy.
How many teachers, Mr. Munoz?
This year, our cohort is slightly smaller than the previous years. I think that as a district, we were very aggressive in making sure that the majority of our teachers were completed the Texas Reading Academy in the past couple of years. Not sure in regards to the number that are participating this year, Dr. Cantu, but I can get you those numbers to you.
Is it in person or is it in-person training?
This year, it will be in person, Dr. Benavides. Past couple of years, it was virtual, right? This one year, they're going to be getting more in-person support. So we've already worked with our calendar to be able to provide our teachers release time during our district and services so they can attend and be able to complete it without that extra burden of work.
I know it's directly in line with a House Bill 3 goal of
That is
every
correct.
child a reader by third grade.
Yes, ma'am.
So move.
I have a motion by Dr. Benavides. I need a second.
Second.
Second
I'll
by
have
Ms.
some questions
Yes, sir.
or comments.
I'll take Ms. Solis second, and then you go ahead and ask Dr. Romano.
Because we're in reading, so how are we doing with reading specialists this year?
Our campuses, I think, are fully staffed. Dr. Zamora, our campuses were supported by getting a dyslexia specialist. Thanks to your support, we had quite a few of them complete the CALP program last year. So the majority of all our campuses have reading specialists that work with dyslexia. And then we have an additional reading specialist that is providing support when it comes to reading.
And then the other one is a comment, but on the costs, the cost that is reflected there is 12,000, but we do have higher costs than that, right?
Well, we do have a
I'm just
grant.
reading what it says here, $12,000
Yes.
per cohort leader.
Right.
And then $3,000 for comprehensive teachers, district space for that. And then the $400 for the blended administrator pathways.
Right.
So
Our
whatever-
district is fortunate that we have, through a grant, a reading coach that is leading the program here in our district, and they collaborate with Region 1 to provide those additional supports. So the cost is offset through that grant where we were able to hire a full-time employee that's embedded within our language arts department to provide those additional supports to our reading teachers.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, I had a motion, a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 6, approval of agreement amendment with T-Mobile USA Inc. for hotspots obtained through the Project 10 Million and Emergency Connectivity Fund. Need a motion to approve?
So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Oresti. I need a second.
Second.
I have a second by Dr. Benavides. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, motion carries. We move on to,
Mr. President, just a quick note on that. The district avails itself of about 10,000 hotspots for our students throughout the year. So this is great for learning altogether.
So they'll have until December 2023?
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Wow, that's good. Under bids, item number 2, approval of portable buildings relocation services, CSP, number 203-80. We had an administrative decision to pull that item and table that for tonight. Okay. Then we move on to business and finance under number 9, approval of change order number 1 for La Jolla ISD ESSER Fund Project, NOC Building, Sigma Engineers. Need a motion to approve. For item number 9 under business and finance. If we have any questions, we can just open it up after.
So moved.
I have a motion by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Desti. Believe the board has some questions on this item. Can you give us a little bit information, Mr. Garcia?
Good evening, Mr. President, Cantu, Mr. Gonzalez, Superintendent of Schools, esteemed board members, colleagues, and community. We're bringing before you a change order number 1 for La Jolla ISD ESSER funds in the NOC project. It's coming well. We already have our big generator that's already been installed. Obviously, it's still in the process of getting everything connected. So the delay has just been the time and the global condenser and the fan shortages across the state and of course the nation. But it's going to get here. The good thing is that the generator is already in place. I also want to just go to the budget source. It is a correction there. It's ESSER 3 monies, which is a 282 account, not a 281. So just let's make that correction, please.
And the change order is for what's the amount?
Additional 220 days.
Additional 220 days?
But that includes what we had
Since
for
we first started?
storm. Yes,
Okay.
since we started.
Any other questions?
That's not including Saturdays and Sundays, right?
No.
So it'll be the
That'll
whole
cost
year.
extra.
1 year.
Any other questions? I had a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Moving on to item number 10, approval of change order number 1 for La Jolla ISD, La Jolla High School roof renovations. That is on page 299. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
I'll second pending the
And yes, I have a second, then we'll open it up for discussion.
Again, thank you for the opportunity to present on this item. It is a change order number 1. I do want to be very specific. What we did is, if you recall, we already completed the renovation of the roof in La Jolla High School. And then the storm hit, right? We presented to you all an alternate for the cafetorium. The board decided at that time we were not ready to proceed, so we put it aside. So we're coming back with a change order because it was affected by the storm. So we already engaged with the adjusters from the insurance claim. So they said this would be already away because it's already priced, and they'll accept that, right? So it'll be paid. Those 260,000 will be, again, monies that will be reimbursed from the insurance claim.
So insurance is aware, and they said that
Yes.
it's okay to proceed
Yes,
with.
and I do have the architect here, Mr. Garcia.
Joe.
Because he's the one going back and forth with our insurance adjuster and the claim.
So they're just gonna do like a cover on top of it?
We're gonna do a better cover because right now we only have metal, but it did get pretty severe damage when the storm hit. So Mr. Garcia is proposing that we do, come on over. Just introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Hello, Board, Mr. President, the Superintendent, and the rest of the board members. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm Charlie Garcia, CG5 Architect. Just a little insight. Your question was what material we're coming back with, and it's a metal roof currently. The metal roof was torn back, and it was actually exposed, the cafeteria below a little bit. When the storm happened, we're coming back with a proposal, and again, this is coordinated with the insurance company already, to do a single membrane retrofit roof, which we're matching the same membrane that's at the rest of the campus that was done for the renovation, the rest of the school there. And also matches what's already been done adjacently at another gymnasium right across in the same campus. So we're matching the same system.
What guarantee will it have?
I'm sorry.
What guarantee will it
It'll
have?
have a 20-year warranty and the workman's craftsmanship warranty also from the contractor. But I believe it was 2 years. That's a lot for something like that.
Well, we've had so much problem with roofs and
So the change order was because of the storm?
The change order was because of the storm. Yeah, the storm happened during the construction of the first part of the high school, right? So we said, let's, contractor's already there. Let's go ahead and take that opportunity, get the insurance involved and see if we can cover it with the same contractor and the same contract.
Would this delay the project any longer or?
No, actually, the first part's already on. It's pretty much complete. And so we just holding off on the contract to include this change order and get this coordination with the insurance company and the district.
So when is the completion date? When is the completion date?
I'm not prepared. The completion date on the change order, I think we added, I got to go back, but it wasn't going to be more than 30 days. I believe.
Oh, 60 days.
Give or take 60 days.
60 days.
With your blessing tonight and approval, we'll move
And
Well,
I
it needs
think-
fixing. If it needs fixing, it needs
And I
fixing.
think I think we can probably, I'm gonna put the contractor on the spot, right? I think we can do better on that because he has a material. I know he has a material here. It's the same material we're using at the first phase. So he has some of it already. And I think we can.
Well, I'm glad to see the engineer and the contractor here. That way we were able to ask the questions directly. And before we move on, I do want to, on the next board meeting, Mr. Garcia,
Yes, sir.
see if you can give us an update on Gonzalez Elementary roof. I know that that's been a concern for some parents, so hopefully we can move on that one also as quickly as possible.
and what is Lincoln Gym?
What is the what?
What is Lincoln Gym?
Yes, Juarez Lincoln Gym right now is looking beautiful. They're almost completed. They started on the rubber, and I'm going a little off topic because it's not an agenda item, but you asked. On the rubber.
I just
for-
want to report
Yes,
next time.
We'll get you that.
Yes, that's it.
It is looking nice, though.
Yes.
Mr. Garcia, so are you all working on other parts of the high school or just the cafeteria? Because there were other areas that were affected. Same last name.
Yes, sir. Yes, the other parts of the high school have been done.
So those,
The corridor wall, the corridors have been done, the classrooms have been done at the high school. Everything surrounding pretty much to the west side and to the south side and to the north side of the cafeteria has been done.
because we had damage there in the gymnasium. Now, I made this comment earlier about, is the Performing Arts Auditorium included with a high school campus? And is work being done?
No, it wasn't in this contract that I was awarded, no. It's not in there. Not in this contract,
This would be just a school.
just the school classroom.
And that was a recommendation to go with the change order because it was already quoted by the contractor. So it's just a matter of getting it approved by the adjuster, the insurance adjuster. And they said, sure, it looks good what you're proposing. So go ahead and get it done again with your all's consent.
And I know as a board, we see a change order and it's kind of raises a red flag. So we want to make sure we're covering every aspect of that change order to make sure that we get it right. So any other questions? At a motion in a second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 11, approval of change order number 2 for La Joya ISD ESSER Funds Project JFK and Tabasco HVAC upgrades. I need a motion to approve in a second, and then we'll open it up to discussion. I have a motion by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
Second. Well,
Second by Dr. Benavides. We'll open it up for discussion.
If you could please also make a note on the budget source is also at 282.
For item number 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
282.
And again, this change order is coming because of the delay of the HVAC equipment that we're seeing across the state and the country.
there's delays everywhere with that,
Everywhere,
so.
yes, ma'am.
I heard that they're no longer saying you're going to get it on this day. They're saying you get it when you get it.
Yes.
Yeah, after COVID, it pretty much paused everything, but any other questions? I have a motion, a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 12, discussion and possible board action to donate an exclusive water line easement to Awasad Utility District.
So move.
I have a motion, and I need a second. Second, and then we'll open it up.
Discussion.
Okay, I have a second by Ms. Solis. We're opening it up for discussion.
I know you provided us a map, but can you just tell us the general area?
Yes, the gentleman's right here to introduce.
Perfect.
Welcome. I was expecting a colleague of mine, Julio Cerdo, but he's tied up, so he sent his representative.
Okay.
Good evening, members of the board. Mr. President Victor Trevino with South Texas Infrastructure Group. This proposed easement is on Juarez Lincoln School between Western Road and Texan Road. On the south side of your property, our special utility district is asking for a 15-foot utility easement. For some reason, your fence line is about 15 feet north of your south property line. So this will give us easy access for the installation of a new water line, which is going to be an 8-inch water line, which is going to connect the water tower that's on Texan Road to Western Road, and it's going to help the pressure around the area.
So it's on the south side of the building,
Yes, on the south side
the
of the property,
property.
and it's south of your fence. So it's out of your I guess your school area.
Outside of the fenced area?
Yes, for some reason, the fence is installed 15 feet north of the property line. So this will help with the installation.
So it worked out,
Yes, if
It was already
possible.
drawn out that way.
yeah.
Any other questions?
They need the pressure. They need the water pressure, the poor
Yeah.
people.
Just a donation of land is,
Yeah, well, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I know there was already a motion on the table, but I would like a little bit more time just because it's,
We can prepare an in-depth
Yes.
presentation for the board since it involves the concession of an easement. So we don't make any mistakes, but we will do that. We can gladly do that
yes,
before
okay.
next board meetings.
So I don't know, I know there was a motion already.
he
on
would
the-
have to
Well, I had
recheck.
a motion to discuss.
To discuss.
We can
Okay, but then you
postpone.
could do the motion.
Okay, so I would like to make a motion to table the item for our next board meeting, so we can have a little bit more time to review that.
And make sure that legal reviews the
Reviews.
contracts as well.
Yes.
I have a motion and a second. I need a second to table item for the next agenda.
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 13, approval to rescind previous board actions for quotations submitted by contractor for La Joya ISD Special Education Building and Lorenzo de Zavala School through the Region 4 ESC contract. Need a motion to approve, or a motion for discussion?
So move.
I have a motion and a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Oresti. I'll open it up for questioning.
If you see there on the estimated costs, once we had drawn out the contracts, they came back with a higher price. So I sent it over to legal, we reviewed, and we said that's unacceptable. So that's why we're bringing the item to rescind it. And then the other two items will be the individual that we'll be putting up for approval with your consent
What
to
was
move
that?
forward.
It was like tripled.
They made it seem that they didn't have enough information as to when they did the original walkthrough and visit. We submitted all the documents that we provided all the other vendors. So it was just not correct for us to move forward. So we are rescinding those two. And remember, this is for the mitigation. This is for them when they come and clean up the buildings, like they did at Gonzalez.
Any other questions?
Again, this is a recommendation to rescind because we just don't rubber stamp. I mean,
Yes.
the board members had asked us to take a close look at the contract. We did. We made amendments, took it back. They came back with, obviously a response that was not favorable to us, and we just said, no, we're going to rescind.
Make a motion to approve.
So move.
So move to approve by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Dr. Cantu. Before we vote on it, Mr. Garcia, also on the next board meeting, give us an update also on Lorenzo de Zavala. I know that they had some damages to the gym, and we want to just see where we're at.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 14, discussion and possible action on authority to negotiate contract with contractor offering best value to the school district based on the published criteria and ranking evaluation of cooperative sealed proposals for La Joya ISD and Richards Middle School roof renovations.
So we're really it's really exciting to bring this item before you because we will begin to start working on Ann Richards with your approval tonight. Remember, these were the funds that were saved from, we were under budget in La Joya High School, so we were able to recur some of these monies for that. So as you see, competitive seal proposals were received and opened on Thursday, August the 3rd. Proposal was received and ranked in accordance to the criteria advertised. Permission to negotiate with the highest ranking firm is needed in order to proceed with the project to avoid delays. So we are wanting to award this particular contract to SLR Building Contractors, which is also the same company that worked on La Joya High School. And as you see the ranking, and they are the lowest bidder.
They specialize in roofs?
Yes.
The only thing I had a concern with, I know when we updated we don't have a motion to discuss, so I feel uncomfortable. So
Let's open it up for discussion.
So moved.
I have a motion to discuss, and then I need a second. I'll second that. Open it up for discussion.
On this one, I know when we did our procurement, when TA requested us to update our procurement procedures, we were supposed to have at least 2 people when it was being ranked, and one of them had to be from outside the department. And in this case, both you, Mr. Garcia, and Mr. Flores were from the same department. So I don't.
That was an issue that we were facing in trying to get individuals from outside the department. I understand that it was, but consulting with legal, I mean, we were still in compliance. It was just something that locally we had decided to do, but it's just difficult to get individuals that really don't know much about construction.
You did really well on all the others, because I checked the others, and you have
Right.
outside people,
Yes.
but not on this one.
Yeah, I would call it an extenuating circumstance, and we will hold that because it's the desire of the board
Absolutely.
to move forward accordingly, so.
I know that the Ann Richards roof has been in dire need
Yes,
of
dire need.
some help there, so, any other questions? or
Mr.
anything
Garcia,
else?
how much, I know you have general fund here as a source of funds. Do we get any insurance monies for? this
Not for Ann
particular
Richards, we did try, and the architect here, we worked with, but it wasn't targeted as one of those schools that had gotten severe damage. If some of the damage, of course, exists, but it was
$1
going to be
million
below.
is pretty severe to me.
Huh?
$1 million looks pretty severe.
Yes,
to
but
me.
it wasn't just caused by the storm. I understand what you're saying. The good thing is that it was monies that were allocated.
I think
Since last budget, we rolled them over and we're still under.
when we had gone out for bids, I think we had found some additional funds that were coming in from a different insurance reimbursement.
From the first, from Hannah.
I think that's when we had gotten it, and that's when we had
Yes,
decided
before
we're going to
my time,
allocate from the original insurance reimbursement.
Warranty is also 20 years, right? I'm assuming for this.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, with that,
That's why we're
with that,
really excited.
any more discussion? If not, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion to approve by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Esti. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I'm going to vote nay on that one.
I have 1 nay and 6 yes. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 15, approval of quotation submitted by contractor for La Joya ISD Irene Garcia Middle School Building Restoration Services through Region 4 ESC contract. I need a motion to approve. I have a motion by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Esti. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
We have an additional tap sheet. Is this for this one?
No,
Is
the
this-
additional tap sheet is for item number 17 now.
Okay.
Yes.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 16, approval of quotation submitted by contractor for La Joya ISD Special Education Building Restoration Services through Region 4 ESC contract.
Excuse me, Dr. B, that is the tabulation correction. Then the number is correct on the.
It's just
board
the
agenda item.
shading, the
Just the
shade.
sheet, she shaded the wrong side.
Okay.
Okay?
I need a motion for item number 16 to approve.
So move.
I have a motion by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Dr. Benavides. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 17, approval of quotation submitted by contractor for La Joya ISD Lorenzo de Zavala Middle School Building Restoration Services through Region 4 ESC contract R191605. I need a motion to approve.
So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Oresti. I need a second. Second by Ms. Solis. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Under letter D, there's no items under instruction and student services. We move on to item number E, human resources. Number one, 2023-2024 Texas Teacher Evaluation Support System Appraisal Calendar. I need a motion to approve.
So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Oresti. I need a second. Second by Ms. Solis. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 2, Texas Teacher Evaluation and Support System Appraisers. I need a motion to approve.
So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Oresti. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Dr. Cantu. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Item number 3, request of approval of stipend for migrant program designee. I need a motion to approve. I have a motion by Ms. Solis. I need a second.
Second.
And I have a second by Dr. Benavides. I think we have a question?
I have a question.
We have a question by Dr. Cantu.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Dr. Vera. I just had a question. This is, the designee goes to who? Or is it somebody already assigned to this position? Or?
Yes, it's somebody that's appointed by the campus principal because at the high school and at the middle school, we have a teacher for those particular campuses. At the middle school, as you know, they're shared amongst, we have 3 that are shared amongst the 8. So at the elementary, what we have is the campus principal gets a designee, and they are assigned to be able to support our students with just the instruction, and then also be the liaison between the campus and the district. They're able to pull out reports, check the progress of the students, conference with the students, and then also attend district meetings.
So they're going to be providing instruction to the migrant kids?
Exactly. They do that early in the morning, also in the computer lab, and this is additional, yes.
They're already doing
Yes, they're already
that.
doing some of
These are
that.
the teachers that we had 8 and then have 4 and now we have 3.
Yes.
Yes, but it's not their full role. That's not their main role, right? These designees, it's additional to what they already do.
Like a lead teacher.
Yeah.
But this is not for those 8 and then those 4. Those are already doing that. This is
Correct.
additional people
We're going to select
like in the
additional
elementary.
teachers.
Yes, the principals are going to select a designee at the
Each school.
elementary. Yes.
You have a teacher or librarian, so we will have one at each.
Absolutely. It could be a librarian, it could be a reading teacher, and the support will be done like in the morning, it could be done after school. And again, those serve as a designee with the district reports that need to be run, the tracking of the students, conferencing with the students, all the stuff that needs to be done to be able to, help the student be successful
It's $1,000 for the whole year?
for the whole year.
Oh, poor thing.
One thought that crossed my
Yes, I
mind,
know.
I guess may go along with what you're saying, Dr. Benavides, is that we're paying, I don't know, what's our going rate now for tutoring?
35.
Okay, so we're paying teachers for tutoring and they may be making more than $1,000 and they're not doing it every day.
Correct.
These librarians and teachers will be doing more than
Yes.
occasional, not
Could
occasional,
could
but
we
they'll
look
be
at
doing more
maybe
than
for this
tutoring
year,
time.
just this year, maybe additional money? They sign a form that says it's just this year through ESSER, and maybe they could get paid a little bit more because 1,000 for the whole year?
Yes, that's something that we could go ahead and look at. This is coming out of the migrant funds, right?
I know that budget is limited.
Yes, it is, but it's something that we could go ahead and definitely look at.
And
We always
something
want to compensate our teachers
Yes.
for
Maybe
the
we
job
can
that they're doing.
supplement, like you said, through the ESSER funds.
Yes, we could definitely look into that.
Great.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vera.
Well, then I had a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. I need a motion to go into executive session under Texas Government Code 551.074, 551.072, and 551.071.
So
So
moved.
moved.
I have a motion by Dr. Cantu. And a second? second by Ms. Solis. It is now 6:55. Need a motion to approve. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. It is 7:06 and we're out of executive session. Under item H, personnel.
Want to make a motion to approve, it was items 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6, was that 5 and 6?
5 and 6.
5 and 6.
5 and 6,
As discussed.
as discussed in executive session.
I have a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Dr. Cantu. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. I just need a motion to adjourn.
So
And second.
at 7:56.
I have a motion by Ms. Solis, a second by Dr. Benavides. It's, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed, it is 7:56. Motion, meeting is adjourned.